Have you ever tried to change your life only to fall back into the same habits again? You promise yourself this time will be different. But days later, the old thoughts return. The old emotions return. The old behaviors return. And eventually you become the same person again. Why? Because real change is not just behavioral. It is neurological, biological, emotional. Your old identity has been practiced for years, and the moment you try becoming someone different, your mind and body resist. Your brain is built to conserve familiar patterns. Repeated thoughts create stable neural networks. Repeated emotions create familiar chemical states in the body. Over time, your identity becomes biologically memorized, which means when you try changing, the old self reacts like it is under attack. The brain wants familiar thoughts. The body wants familiar emotions, even if those patterns are destructive. This is why change often feels uncomfortable, not because transformation is impossible, but because your conditioning wants survival. After years of repetition, the body memorizes emotional states so deeply, it begins reacting automatically before conscious thought appears. Stress fires automatically, fear fires automatically, anger fires automatically. And when the body becomes emotionally conditioned, it can start controlling thought itself. The body sends signals demanding familiar emotions. Then the mind creates thoughts matching those emotions. This traps people in cycles. They think they are choosing their reactions consciously, but often their conditioned body is driving the process. To become someone new, you must stop feeding the old identity. Not once, but repeatedly. You must interrupt automatic thoughts, refuse familiar emotional reactions, and consciously practice new states of being again and again. Because every time you choose differently, you weaken the old neural pathways and strengthen new ones. This is why transformation requires repetition. The brain changes through repeated experience. The body changes through repeated emotional states. A new identity must be conditioned intentionally. The most dangerous moment during change is when the old self begins fighting back. Discomfort appears, doubt appears, emotional cravings return. And most people interpret this as failure. But often it is evidence the old conditioning is losing control. The brain and body are trying to pull you back into familiarity, because familiarity feels safe even when it keeps you trapped. The people who transform themselves learn to endure this phase. They keep choosing the new self repeatedly until it becomes natural. Most people never truly change because they keep emotionally rehearsing the same identity every day. The same thoughts, the same emotions, the same behaviors, until the past keeps recreating itself automatically. But the moment you consciously interrupt those patterns and repeatedly practice a different way of thinking, feeling, and acting, you begin rewiring yourself. Because transformation begins the moment you stop obeying the person you used to be.